Hi, welcome to the Soil Inventory Talk Show. My name is Grace Roiro, a farmer and an agronomist. I'm so glad that you had time and chance to be here with me to do this video. So today, I'll be speaking about something interesting, that is agribusiness, or the various places that you can plug into the farming industry. So I hope you enjoy this video, learn a thing or two. Karibuni sana. So today I'll be speaking about maybe starting an agro shop, and when I say an agro shop, maybe I'll say what will be a layman's term. What's the difference between an agro shop and maybe an agrovet? Is that an agro shop is majorly on uh, crop inputs, but when you say an agrovet, that means both crops and animals. And of course, for the two of them, there are various different requirements so that you can achieve having one. But allow me to first start with how you would maneuver and start an agro shop, especially here in this country, in our country. So when you start an agro shop, one of the things that you check, which seems to be as simple, and sometimes we might not put it at the back of our minds when we're starting this. Maybe it's the location of the area where you want to start the agro shop, because sometimes the location might even determine some of the products that you may be having. For example, let me just use just this. When we're having an agro shop, maybe we see somewhere like maybe Ahero or Moyawa is a rice production area, and maybe somewhere like Nyandarua where it's a potato production area. There are some of the things that you'll have in your agro shop in one location that will not be necessary in another. So when you're starting an agro shop, one of the things that you might want to consider is the location. That means the location has the various you'll get to know the various farming activities that are popular in the area, and also you'll know the farming practices, maybe both the crops and the animals that are kept in that specific locality that you want to start your agro shop. With this information, it will help you know what to stock in your agro shop. This you can get either by visiting the farmers, which seems so difficult, and maybe just knowing the neighborhood, but also you can visit a nearby agro shop that is around the locality and just get to know, which might be a little bit uncomfortable maybe, to get to know what are the products that sell in the area. So the location is it's a big determinant that will help you also just know what to stock in your agro shop. After you've gone along the location and maybe you have selected your specific selling point, you also want to consider the various government licenses that you are required to have. Before even we go to the capital and all that, the licenses that you're required to have, you need a local business permit. Now in our country, depending with what county that you come from, I think the rates vary, but I think there's a range that is put. But you need to have a local business permit. If you're having seeds in your agro shop, which most probably you'll be having because it's an agro shop, you will consider having a KEFIS license. And I'll be digging a little bit into the licenses and maybe how you can get information. I'm glad that we're in a digital era where you can just go to their websites and just get to know how much is expected to be paid. And some of this you can just do as easy as at the website level. You don't need to visit maybe the KEFI's offices, for example. But for the local business permits, that is for the county governments, you need to maybe go to your nearest sub-county offices and maybe pay for the licenses. So you need, if you're having an agro shop, for the seeds, you need a KEFI's license. For the business general, you need a local business permit. Then you also need to sort the poisons board, because maybe you'll be selling the chemicals, the fungicides, the pesticides, all that. Also need a poisons board to pay for that. But also, if I think that's it for an agro shop. And there's something, this I think it's also annually, the weighing scale. If you'll be doing measuring maybe fertilizer, and sometimes our farmers don't buy in bulk, maybe you're a place where we have small scale farmers and they're not buying in bags, and maybe they want 1 kilogram, 2 kilograms. Even those people who just take care of their gardens, and they would want small amounts of fertilizer, and you'll be weighing them. But also in an agro shop, by the way, you can also have your animal feeds section, where you can have your animal feeds and also have your agro input products. And in the animal fields, you can also be weighing the the amounts that the farmers would be wanting. So at this point, you'll also annually pay for the weighing scale. There's a way the county government comes to check if it's in shape, it's well calibrated. Yeah, so far that's what you need for an agro shop. But in case you are trained vet, or you have a trained vet on board, then you will go further and pay the veterinary board services, those licenses. This is to make it so that you can be able to freely do that business. So up to there, then that's the location. Then you get to the licenses. All these will help you determine the capital before you get into the inputs that you would want to stock in your shop. So after you're done with the location, you're done with the licenses, then comes to the input. But if you do not have a vet licenses, what I know, you can do the animal feeds only, but you're not allowed to have the antibiotics. You're not allowed to have any medicine or any medication that is animal related. But for an agro shop, you're only required to have the various licenses that I have just listed below. I'll be showing you a snippet of the soil inventory agro shop that we have, and just see where we started, the beginning of the first agro shop that we ever had as the soil inventory. And what we did have to tick those boxes: the location, the licenses. Then we knew what stock to put, and after we knew the stock to put, then we went ahead and just budgeted for the capital that we had. And I know the next question will be, what will be the minimum capital that you would start an agro shop with? This is entirely maybe I would say my advice. But in case the larger you have, the better, because of the stocking. But on a minimum, considering the licenses, considering maybe the rent where you'll be paying your premises, where you'll be having your business, but also just considering all these things before even you stock, then you have the stock. On average, I would say the licenses would take up to 15,000 Kenyan shillings to 20,000, depending on the location where you are, because you remember the local business permits entirely depends on the county and the sub-county where you are at. So I would say on a minimum 200,000 Kenyan shillings, because if you put the stock, which sometimes may not be cheap, and the licenses, I think on a bare minimum would be that. That's just me saying, but you can start where you are at. That's what we say in business, but that would be my recommendation. So just I would want you to enjoy a snippet of the agro shop that we have, and this I'm talking out of experience. Then you can get a few things, learn a few things, but also enjoy what we do. Thank you. Welcome to our soil inventory agro shop. That's our display out there. And this is the arrangement that we have at our very first agro shop that we had. We have the seeds on these sides, the foliars, our little office over there, and the seeds, the foliars, more seeds. Then you can see that we have our little section here that we call our school section, where we keep reading about the products that we sell so that we can understand them better, but also understand the active ingredients. So it keeps it's a learning process all the time. Then our little office over there, and our records where we keep them over there, up there. So enjoy seeing our space. We have the animal feed section on this side, and the various kettle salts above over there. And then on the other side, we have our fertilizer section here, our fungicide section, and our file where we document everything. That's it that I had for today. Till next time, remember to stay blessed and productive. Bye-bye.